Thanks for taking my power away, fam.
Yeah.
Always.
Sounds always big brother and shit.
For sure. What's going on, guys? It's been a long time. Uh-oh.
Long time for you, man.
It has been a long time for me. It's been more of a. I had to have a mental reprieve. Had to step back a little bit, make sure I make sure I am who I am.
You going on your path of enlightenment.
Yeah, for sure, man, for sure. That and just losing my losing my mind. Uh,
What led you there?
whenever we talked about the like I was like, I love my job now because but I get to listen to podcasts and this is and that and this, that and this. Like that in turns was my own doing. Like it was the because you obviously you can't replace a human, and a lot of one of the biggest reasons I've probably talked about it plenty of times is one of the reasons I like culinary so much is because of the aspect of like commodity, like we're like everyone's comrades. You are like part of the ship, part of the crew, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No matter how much you may hate that guy at that moment or just in general, if you all were together and somebody was giving them, the mad dogging, at least for that moment, you go, all right, they're making fun of him. I'm gonna jump in and help out, even though you may not like him, but he's a part of the ship. So some of that, like I don't have that no more because I'm by myself. And in fact, the podcast thing was just like I had too much time, so it it affected me in a bad way. But the actually a funny
So you
story.
saying that you work alone?
Yeah, I work. Well, not necessarily alone. There's people there, and when I go to the office, obviously there's people at the office. But I drive by myself. So like out of the 8 hours that I'm there, I'm on the road.
What do you do?
Probably. Well, I got a COVID job where I deliver food and amenities to private airlines.
Mm.
Hmm.
So I'm a delivery boy. I'm like Fry.
Hey, we've all been there, man.
Yeah. It's just like so like I'm on the road. Maybe like on good days. And I say good days because because it always beats being on the road. It beats being at the at the
Actually,
office. Yeah, at the office. But like on a good day, it's like 7.5 hours. And or like maybe 7 hours where that 1 hour that I'm not on the road, it's like broken into like me just going in, picking up stuff to take it with me.
Mm.
So it's just like, oof, it's one of those things where I was like, this is gonna be really good, and then I realized like the grass is always greener.
yeah.
And it turned out I'm bored of myself. Like I suppose I'm very codependent on other humans. As natural it is for me to be like an extrovert and just need it. It just it's kind of it's kind of not upsetting, but like damn, like I'm boring. Does that
Nah,
make
bro, you
sense?
are the least boring. I just want to stop you and say that.
But like yeah, to you guys, but like, to myself, it's just like you know how sometimes you just get tired of yourself.
I never get tired.
I, it's kind of it may be hard to explain, but like
No, I get you though.
I get you.
yeah, and you know what? Actually, we're all here, and we're all here like you know all family and whatever. Uh, I was gonna actually save this for a Oak Cliff Beach, so I thought it would make compelling like like words right here, like listening. But do you remember a while back when I like actually texted you and I was like, hey, can we do a podcast today?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was gonna kill myself that day.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. I
Oh,
it was gonna be like so. Basically, I at some point in the day, I just was overwhelmed with this like super and like my views on suicide are pretty not like intense, but they're just like I love my best friends, but if one of them killed themselves, I wouldn't go to their funeral because I'd see it as a huge disrespect, you know.
yeah. I think
And
we've been
so
over this before.
for sure, and so like basically what I ended up doing was I got it in my head. I was like, man, there's no winning in this life, you know, and I hate myself enough that if I did it, it'd be the biggest disrespect to myself, which is what I deserved. You know, in my head, at the time is what I was thinking. And then I was like, and then there's no more having to deal with this person because it's just like, so the trigger was I was out in Fort Worth, and I only have memories of like one person, truly like real good memories of one person in
Hmm.
Fort Worth, and it was like a very detrimental moment in my life where I experienced true heartbreak, you know, and obviously self-caused because we know we as friends know the story of you know the story of the person that I was with when Foxhound was a thing.
Yeah,
Um, so like, but those the only person I had memories are there, and it's just hers. Like it's just me and her, and like I don't regret. I regret the things I did, and I don't deserve. Like at the moment, I was thinking like like I didn't deserve that human, and look how I treated that human being as being who like was the closest thing to like somebody who loved me outside of my family that was like unconditional, you know. And
yeah.
this is how I treated the situation, like really terrible. And so just like it triggered all this other stuff. And I was like, man, I just can't be alive. I I can't be alive. Like people who I've caused harm to, and like you know, just in general, like hey, they call me an asshole or like that dude's a douche, and it's because sometimes I'm just like contrarian or just very adversarial, you know, for no reason, and it's just and I don't understand sometimes. It's just like it's like a mind, like it just takes over, and I just have to make fun of you because to some degree I feel like you're being dumb, you know. Like there's like not to go off on like a tangent, but there's a chick who was like, white people with dreads are a complete stupid dumbass assholes. And I was like, hey, whoa, chill. Like, what are you talking about? And you know, one, because I had dreads. I mean, I'm not white, but I had dreads at some point. And then she was trying to make this argument. She's a white girl, and she was trying to make an argument how it's like cultural appropriation and this and
Yeah.
that is wrong. And I was like, get off your, you know. And then like at that point, I just like, you know what? Like Bobby Boucher, if somebody made fun of my mama, I'm just gonna attack you because your argument is, while maybe not flawed to you, I feel like that's a flawed argument. So I'm just gonna hit you, and I don't like people who like virtue signal, you know.
Yeah.
So like, anyways, so stuff like that happens all the time, and it just kind of the weight of it like bear down really big, and I was like, and basically what I was gonna do was I was gonna say, hey, let's record a podcast. I had topics, I had like it was gonna be I had like this huge thing. I was like, I was gonna go through this and this and this, talk about this. Basically, it wasn't gonna be a cry for help, but it was gonna be more of a uh like I was gonna do the deed, and then you'd be like, if you, I was trying to make it to where if you heard it, you'd go, it would explain why I did it, but without having to me just outright say what I was gonna do, so that you could show my family like this is why he did it, I guess, you know, so that I could cover all the bases and there was no unanswered questions. You
I'm
know what I
glad I put
mean?
that podcast off.
Yeah, yeah. And so like basically I was like, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do it. I didn't want to leave it without like putting a bow on it, you know? Because there's no pretty way of doing it. Like obviously there was a couple of ways where there's like no mess, and I probably was like, how do I do this without making a mess? I was planning it out, you know?
Yeah.
And so I was like, cool. And I was like, let me text Darius, set it up, boop 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 boop. And then you're like, I don't know, maybe not. And so So I just was like, okay, I guess I'm not killing myself tonight. And I just went out and I just went about my day, and it just made me so it made me like reflect on it so hard because like I went it made me I felt like I went through all the stages of grief, and like I like was like mad at myself for trying to do it. I was sad, and then like I came to like bargaining terms, like maybe can I just not do this and do it this way, and then like I like just like everything else, like there was acceptance of like what I was gonna do, and I accepted it, and I was like, yep, I'm gonna do it, and I knew Green wasn't gonna be at the house, so like I just had all this stuff set up where I was like I was gonna put my computer in his room, blah 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 blah. But then I realized how that obvious would be like obvious, so I was like gonna write passwords and shit like that so you can get on it, and all this stuff. And so it's just like, when you're like, no, I can't. It just kind of was like, well, I guess I'm not doing it today. Which was just intense.
It is, and I would want to tell you, like, first off, bro, don't ever do that shit.
No, of course not. Of course, yeah. The thing was like, it's just it made me think about it, like this, like mind hijack, you know, and just like, man, are we just chemically unstable people? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like how does the brain do that? It just goes, this is what's gonna happen. Boom. It's missions a go.
Yeah.
Do you know what you were feeling at that time?
Yes, yeah, and see, I felt like the whole just feeling really upset about my life, and just being being just like accepting that I was essentially been a bad guy, you know, and like there is like a thing that I went through where I talked this out, and I formulated it while I was talking to Green about it, and I was like, man, like I've probably been depressed a good amount of my life, you know,
Hmm.
um, and it's not because I was raised wrong or anything like that. It's just like there's like something going on, and then like every time I felt sad or upset, I was like, I'm just lonely. I don't have a girlfriend. I'm lonely. It's okay. It's just because I'm lonely and I want to talk to somebody and have a girlfriend. And I never wanted to attribute it to just depression or whatever that may be. And like that was so that day, it came all together, and I was like, oh, this is what depression is. I get it now. This is exactly what depression is, and like this is how I actually feel like all the time. Because there's a lot of days where I'll hang out and have a great time with everybody, and then I go home and I feel like the entire thing was a fake on my end. You know, like this
Hmm.
is exactly who they wanted me to be because they know I'm exciting and fun and party, 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 and like deep down inside, it's just like I'm hurting. Like all these experiences are nice, but it's fleeting, and it doesn't exist outside of what's going on right now. And I can't take this with me, and I can't hug this moment at night and have it care for me as much as I care for it. So it's just
Yeah.
like it put it all together, and I was like, man, okay, my life is this way. Why would I want to live my life this way? And then that's when I started the process. Um, but I was talking to somebody who's been on this forums, um, and she put it together for me for sure because she was like, you're so conflicted, and I honestly do feel like I'm a conflicted human being. Like like what I want to do versus how I feel and how I was raised, and like what I feel on the inside, they're all like contradicting each other, because in reality, like
What are
there's
they?
it's just like things in general, like policies or like politics. I'd rather not really get into it because it doesn't. At the end, like I come to the idea that I don't care. Like, where do you stand on this? I don't care. You know, what about the children behind cages? I honestly don't care. I know a good person is supposed to care, but it's not my fight. You know, So I
I
just,
feel that.
but at the same time, it should be right because it's like essentially it's still part of my culture. To some degree, I don't really care about this whole BML movement. I am not to say like, hey, don't do it, blah 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 blah. I'm not trying to be like, don't do it. It doesn't matter, blah, blah, blah. But it's just like I feel like it needs to be like something that I should advocate for, but at the same time, I can't advocate for it because I just like I feel like it'd be fake. Does that make sense?
It does. And like, of course, just from the jump, you shouldn't do anything that doesn't actually move you. That's kind of one of the things I feel you. The only reason we do most shit is because we're trying to make money and responsibilities. So outside of that, like you shouldn't do some shit that doesn't move you, and in some component, even that. But it kind of reminds me of that saying where people go, hey, this person has to worry about their day-to-day life and gathering food for their family. They don't have time to be worried about the problems in the world. You don't have time to be worried about an explosion in Lebanon because your reality has an explosion that you have to deal with right then and there. You recognize where your power is and you're trying to get your shit together. It's a it's a lot of humans. It's a lot of people out there. That's what they face every day.
For sure, and that's kind of the idea too, to some degree. It's just that like all kinds of fucked on my end, and it's just like, hey, how about a helping hand here, And it's like there is no helping hand, not right now, and not the near distant future, which is the unfortunate part that I feel like is like this fucking sucks, you know?
What kind of helping hand isn't there for you?
Like it's one of those things where like it like there needs to be like I just need someone to talk to who like I wish I could find somebody who could not like who wouldn't judge me if that makes any sense. Because if you're not one way, then you're not woke. You don't whatever. You're a racist now. It's like that's not exact. That's not. There's no way I feel that way. I just know that I have to like I just want help. And we've talked about it. We know we mentioned it like, hey, I'm seeking professional help. Somebody who can tell me, uh, maybe you're not crazy, but then I don't want them to like tell me I'm not crazy. Does
You're
that make
not
sense?
crazy.
Right. And I know I'm not. And it's just like stuff like this, quite frankly, scares to me to talk about because like if it ends up coming out in any which way, like this can be harmful for my career or my careers or the what I want to do and you know what I mean? Like it's like mental health is important, but because you talk about mental health, like it's a disqualifier for a lot of like
Yeah,
paramedics and stuff like that. And it's just like I'd be dead in the water if I talked about it, or if I admitted to it. But the thing is, like, I need to admit it because I need to like say something. And it's just like I sometimes feel like my hands are tied behind my back because of that kind of thing. Because it's like you can't say things like that. It's bad. It's like also like because of just in general, like religiously, it's like there's no place for this kind of stuff. And that's how I was raised. Like this isn't real. What it is, it's a quote unquote like spiritual attack on the people on the enemy, if you will. And you guys know what I'm talking about. Like, it's just like
Yes.
I do. I
it's
know I do.
so like there's also there's like the confliction of that too within me. Like I can't feel like this is real because I've been taught to believe that this isn't real. That this is like uh a somewhat mental farce, and it's just like spiritually it doesn't matter. Like it's spiritually like this is you need to pray, you need to go read the Bible, you get to put and like I want to believe it, because it's like uh I feel like there like you have to have some kind of belief. Like it's not like mandatory, but the idea to be like uh hey, I believe. It helps, you know? Um
I don't.
it, so so there's that. But hey, dudes, my life is crazy and I like it. I wouldn't replace it. 'Cause there has been some crazy nights. It's just I wanna know what's going on. I probably didn't answer your question. I'm sorry.
I
No,
think
dude.
that conflict that you have in regards to that, I think it's important to remember that because of this thing, you faced a real moment that could have ended uh, that path anyway. And if you don't, uh, talk about it and define it, address it, and it's the same no matter what.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, for
very
sure.
glad that you came out and said that stuff because what you were uh, talking about looking for, the person to hear you out, to hear you without judgment, yeah, you would go see a professional. But I mean, I wish I could say it's an easy journey. It's I mean, just finding the right person. In my experience, is hard. You have to have someone that you can that you click with. And I know for me, I'm not a very trusting person, and I just want you to be aware that it's not a simple journey, but I do think it's worth it.
Yeah, I did too. I just wish like I didn't have to feel the way I do.
Right. I mean, honestly, that is the reason that I made the choices I made in my life because I felt like if I ended up at some job or something like that, I'd end up in a place in my life where I'd be seriously considering it. And I had to find some other way. And thankfully, it's worked out so far. But that kind of stuff, I mean, I don't think you're crazy. I think it's more normal than people give it credit for, honestly, especially for someone who spends a lot of time alone. And I say that as that person because I think that whether we're introverted or not, that desire to have a social and emotional connection is in the DNA. We form communities, we form friendships and bonds, and we feel loved and accepted and a part of it. And if you're cut out of it, I mean that's gotta be some shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Like some of that stuff, it took me watching the effects on um, other animals for me to understand how it might affect us.
Right. I just don't know, man. I wish I could not take it back. There's some things I wish I could take back, like the things I did to the people that I hurt, but I feel like there's no way, there's no way I can do that without compromising myself.
Do you? It starts with, I guess, accepting what you can't change, man. It really starts with that. You have to accept things you can't fix. You can't fix everything. You just gotta be okay with it, move forward. That's because I have my own, I guess, darkness, if you want to call it that, and I had to be okay with it. You can't fix the minds and the hearts you break. Sometimes you just move forward and just remember not to do it again, or you put your best foot forward in your interest, so you don't have to do that again. You do something else, like start a podcast or something for your own therapeutic needs. You don't really believe it, or you don't really realize it, but subconsciously that's what you're doing. But you go on this path of redemption, attempting to fix things and help other people to answer for all your sins in some form or fashion. That's that kind of comes with it. You just look at it and you go, okay, I've done wrong. Well, I can't change that, but I do have these days after that, and I just got to do my best to move forward and just continue to make the places I go better.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's definitely the move, in terms of like what I want done,
Yeah.
But
I think it's very important that all of us learn to have self compassion for ourselves, to know that there are probably millions of things that shaped your life before you were even born.
for sure, I believe that. Just I wish people would I wish the stigma wasn't there, like being like that person, like, oh, he's crazy and stuff like that. But I mean, I guess it happens for a reason, right? To feel a certain way.
It's how you take the energy from it, man. It's how you decide to react to it. It's the whole, you can frame whatever perception you want to. It starts in your mind, man. If you want to be something, if you want to change something, if you want to do anything, it starts with that perception you keep in it. Because I could be the same way. I could look at all of this, everything that I've done, and just go, yeah, man, the stigma from it, or call it crazy, or you can just reshape that energy to. I'm not trying to be on one of those positive trains like people be feeding you, like, hey, man, it's in your head or some bullshit. But at the same time, it's in your head, and all we can do is encourage you and also say, hey, man, if you feel like you need to seek some professional help, who that's the other thing, we can encourage you to go that route as well. And it's nice when you can do things naturally, because when you have to go about things either mechanically or medically, things just don't feel correct sometimes. You can, if you what I've seen from people who are trying to fix their mind with the meds, a lot of the times it just sends them to where, other parts of their life get damaged. They end up sleeping all day. They're tired or they gain weight because they're just trying to take medicine to be correct in their head and be happy. And yeah, it's like for me, it's like you can go the natural way about it. You do what you can to be there, but I don't know, man. I don't. All I know is the encouragement, reshaping your mind to take any energy and just convert it to as most positive you can, so you can fucking move forward.
Yeah,
And that's what I got, man.
for sure. I don't know. This is I sometimes I feel like it's funny to think about because like man, uh like just the idea of being at peace with oneself is like a blessing, and like you take it for granted all the time, and people do all the time. Um, I just wish people wouldn't, and people might be a lot happier.
Hmm. Where are
Um,
you getting exposed to this stuff?
what do you mean?
Uh, all this political stuff.
Oh, the same place everybody else does reality. Like I, it's funny. Everybody's like, man, I need a break from Facebook, and I do. Like, there's a lot of there's a lot of there's a lot of people. I'm glad that they do it. That they have the option to, where you like get to essentially snooze a person. Like, you can stay friends with
Mm,
them, but you can snooze like their feed on your feed. And I've had to do it to a lot of people, and
yeah, bro.
like it's
I do
cool
that
because
too.
it gives me an opportunity to like not see them and not like think about what they're posting, and like it's just like an argument, like people will post things, people will, like, very adamantly and like be super like headstrong about it, but they're not the newspaper. They don't have to retract any they don't have to retract any statements when new information comes out. Like, because it's like
Newspapers don't have to do that either.
no, but the thing is, like, here's like here like just because it's just like the best example, like, uh this guy killed somebody, and then everybody shares it like 1,000, a million, a cajillion times, right? And they do it because it's like oh no, look at what he did. And you share, 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 and then like, you know it's just maybe a day later, like, oh hey, that guy actually didn't kill anybody. It was framed a way that when he did something, like something happened, it looked like this person shot this person, but this person was just like, all he had was like a, a water gun, right? But like it doesn't matter because everybody just saw what they saw, and they don't go back and they don't look at it and they don't go like, well, the person who died wasn't even related to what was going on. That person died like blocks away, but because somebody cut it a certain way, you know, or they just taped this guy like squirting a water gun, and that's how they tape. And then like the story that this other guy died, and like they don't wait to put it together, and so then everybody's like, that guy's a racist, or that guy's a bad guy, or that guy's a dumb libtard, or whatever, whichever direction they point it. But nobody ever like goes back and does the due diligence of like seeing what's going on, you know. And it's just like, uh I just can't deal with it. Just I think it's
Then don't, man.
I don't. That's why I don't get on Facebook. I get. Have you ever looked at it, and you can go back pretty far into my Facebook. Facebook's old, but never have I ever posted anything. I've posted some things like, haha, but never. I hardly ever post because I know that I have there's a career path that I wanted to take, and I just didn't want like something dumb that I said that was probably a joke be taken serious, you know?
Yeah.
And it's upsetting, but not, you know. One of these days I will. One of these days I'll be able to enjoy life. You know, I know it sounds kind of crazy, but it's true. Like there's a there's hope. I think. At least I want to believe so.
It starts with believing it, and then it starts with making actions to create what you want to see. I mean, I don't want to. No, fuck it. I'm not gonna say I don't want to. It's that's what this shit is. Like this whole Discord shit, bro. We're controlling the stream that we want to see and put out in the world, and what we want to deal with. This whole little pocket universe. This. That's what this is, man. You frame it to what you want to see, because for me, when it comes to the internet, it's a weird place for me now, because lately I've been reconnecting with a lot of people I haven't talked to in either 2 years or even an 8 year span. And it's weird because like there's no connections there anymore. There's not really a connection. There's just a memory, an old memory. And I don't even get it. Like I really don't want to be on Facebook. Like at the same time, I really don't want to do a lot of shit. Like I told you guys at the beginning, this is my attempt to not run away from shit again. Because I know me. I know I would be A-okay with just not doing any of this shit. And just hey man, playing games with the homies and kind of leaving it at that, and just making some shit and just putting it on some random shit, just leaving it at that. But I said I want to do something, and I said I want to stick with it. And it's yeah, it's for my like fucking, I don't know, like as I keep doing this shit, I realize it's for my therapy, because I'm too broke to go pay for some goddamn counselor. And I know I needed to just fucking I probably needed to do that shit earlier, a long time ago. I was joking about it earlier today. I wish they had coupons for that shit. But it's just, yeah, man. The alternative is just talking to people. But like I don't know. It seems to have been working for me, because I was telling or asking V's about it, or we were talking about it once, and we were going, just the whole fact of just talking to someone that's not going to sit there and tell you with a reply of, "Oh, you need to go to a fucking counselor." I hate that. I hate that. Um, I have got people close to me that whose reply or their statement to me and my issues, or if I have issues, was, "Hey, go talk to somebody." Like, like it's just one of those things where it's just kind of it grinds you. It makes you go like, "What the fuck?" And for me, I can't just leave it at go to church. I can't leave it at go to church. I mean, from my roots, yeah, brought up in Christian, but as you know how it is for me, my shit's all types of all over the spectrum now, and a simple go pray about it is not going to just work for me anymore. Yeah, you can pray about it, but I need more than that, because I know there's more than that. And the best thing that I know that I can do is control my mind, or attempt to make better chances of controlling my mind. I know when that shit gets toxic. I mean, like the fucking post I made today about Neuralink was me being toxic and trying to figure out how to rephrase and shape it, because I felt salty about like these empty connections. Like none of these people, they don't feel like real connections. It's just like, am I back on Facebook really because I'm trying to connect with people, or I'm also finding out that I'm trying to connect with people that really don't exist anymore. So it's just weird. It's just weird, because the internet doesn't mix well for a person that needs therapy. Honestly, we shouldn't be on that shit. I mean, personally, we really shouldn't. We really shouldn't. But we do it. We do it. We do it.
Hey Adam, did you happen to look at that flight thing that we were talking about in that conversation room?
Probably not. Just probably not. I've been fairly like I try to keep up, but there's like just man, it's becoming exactly what we wanted it to. Whereas like a lot of people were just talking, which is perfect, but at the same time, like I can't keep up. You know, like I can't.
When you free, can you? I want to see if any of that stuff connected with you the way that it did for us.
I will. I will. Um, when I get a chance, for sure I will. Just know, to some degree, there's a beauty behind everything, you know, and I like the idea of um being able to study stuff without like any recourse, you know. I know this doesn't make any sense, but there's like a
I think I get you though.
for sure.
Are you saying that there's like, if you want to naturally, you have a better chance of wanting to do it? Like, you need that energy to come from within?
Yeah, sort of. Uh, it's hard. It's hard to. I don't know. I've been This is a really like deep and dark subject for me. I'm just trying to think about a way to. That sounds funny, but I'm not trying to think of a way to get out of it. You know. Um. Let's Can we change the subject? Is that cool? Just
Normally, you're the one with the joke that breaks us out of the area. I'm waiting for you. Gabagool, hit that hoe.
no, no. Uh, sh- hey, actually, those carrots look really good, man.
Oh, our carrots,
Yeah,
they were
yeah.
good.
Carrots.
Yo, they're fantastic. They looked amazing. I'm glad. I'm surprised you guys. Well, I don't know how the temperature, and the fauna, and the insects are out there. Man, they look pretty intact too. Did you?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't think we have too many things trying to get at our carrots. Something was chewing up the lettuce and the tomato plants, though.
And
Mm.
those are really hard to. Those are really hard to fight. And that's the stuff that I was telling you about. Like you gotta you gotta get medieval on those insects, man. You
And
just
we got to
gotta.
get a fence, all kind of stuff. We want to like put a whole map together for the front and back. Kate thinks those they might have used those carrots for dye or something like that. Like the purple was just kind of running off a little bit at when we cooked it with the chicken.
Yeah,
Like all
it's
those juices were just flowing.
for sure. It's just like the purple carrots. Obviously, you get a red to them because of I think it's called carotene. I think carotene is what makes them orange, and then the whatever mutation that got the red ones. And then there's like pomegranate was used to dye stuff. Like you would dip your needle in a pomegranate juice, and then you would like that's how you put your name into stuff, like on white shirts and whatnot.
Mm.
Well, at the very least, like that's how my mom said that they should do it in like the ranches. It was like that's how they would like put your name on it. Like they would dip a needle in pomegranate juice and put it because it stains. And from the way she explains it, like it never goes away. Like there's something in pomegranate juice that never will like come out of a white shirt. And
That's
so
crazy.
yeah, yeah, man, those. I wish carrots were like different though. Like if you had a purple one, it had like a different taste to it. You know? They all taste the same, but it'd be cool because you get like
It
candy
would be
stripes.
cool.
There's like candy, like
Wait, you said the carrot?
yeah, carrot.
Our carrots tasted different.
They may taste different, but it's probably because like if you compare like homegrown versus like like no matter how fresh it is, it's never as fresh as pulling it from the ground, you know? And all the little tricks that they have to do to make them last longer. A lot of times like big shopping marts, like stores and stuff, they grab like they'll get it weeks before it's ripe and they like ripe it
Yeah,
at warehouses and stuff like that. So it's different. It's like different, like
yeah,
a mechanical system versus like something that just kind of you guys like that just we're patient. It's insane. Like gardening is a perfect example of what patience is or should be.
yeah. I was learning too.
Like that's just super intense. Like it's just like man, I just gotta sit here and wait, and then
Mhm.
you get fed by Mother Nature. You know, I think it makes sense to make Earth mother because it provides. You know,
Mhm.
and unless I mean I don't know. There's some dads out there. You know,
Staying home dads.
stay-at-home dads here they provide too. I think I'd be okay with that. Me personally, like if I was allowed to stay at home and just be like um a stay-at-home dad, I think I would like that a lot. Like, hey,
That's surprising to me, actually.
uh, it it just it applies to like my idea of like like servitude, you know, uh, like in the sense of like I get to do things that help people, you know, in the best way possible. Like, oh, son, I get to feed you, and I think that'd be nice. Like, it'd be a nice feeling to because then you're wanted, you know. Is that weird to say?
No, I get you. I'm just wondering what the mother then would have to, would the mother then turn into the outgoing, well, basically the equivalent of what the male would be, or would it be a house where they both stay at the house and maybe they work from the house together, so it had this more family first kind of feel, so everybody was able to benefit or be a part of this family the way that things should be,
I'm gonna
where
go
it would
pick.
have a better sense of, well, not community, but you get what I mean, where everybody's actually at the house and they can do their part and actually be wanted and help others grow and have more stories other than, oh, dad's off at war or dad's at the well, not supermarket, off at work or out on a hunt for a long period of time, even though that's the role that males were supposed to take and supposed to do.
Right? I think partly it's neat, you know, that you that'd be the family structure though is what I say is wanted, you know. It's like you get to um like matter. So at least that's what I would want to matter. And exactly to be at the house to s- to to see what your kids would grow up to be, or like to see them grow, you know.
Yeah,
I feel like a lot of times people these days don't exactly experience um their kids growing up. And I think some of the beauty now of this whole quarantine is like people are starting to see it, you know. They're starting
yeah,
to they're like, oh, like yeah, this is my son, you know, and they are like getting to understand like who their families are and like everything their families can be or will be. Because I feel like there's some psycho kids out in the world, man, and we need to watch out for them.
Talking about the kids that what's that shit? There's that it's not an email. It's Netflix had this show. I never watched it. As soon as I started opening it up, I turned it off. But it was called "Don't Fuck with Cats." You're talking about the kids that fuck with cats, or they kill the cat and they know that they're a serial killer, like right from the jump.
Yeah. Yeah, can you imagine like how easy, how nice it would be to be able to catch on to stuff? Like to be like how like oh hey, yeah, look, our kid's a psycho, you know?
But
Like
how
you
would
could
you even handle that? What would you do if your kid's a psycho? What's the next step to do? Because when you supposedly take a kid to counseling, that might not even be the choice or the answer. It's it's a weird situation. I don't really know what you're supposed to do with that. If you watch the Dexter series, spoiler alert, shit's been on forever. But there's a part in the show where Dexter meets the counselor that helped his dad create
create the Dexter.
the basically the Dexter, yeah, the whole here's the rules or the list or the code. It was the code. He helped create this code that kept him in line so he didn't get in trouble, and his psychotic way kept him in line so he didn't become corrupt. Well, no, he was already corrupt, where he didn't get exposed. And then it was revealed that that same counselor, she had a son that was failed. And the reason she was so hell bent on helping Dexter is because she failed before. And she never got a chance to teach that kid originally what to do correctly. And it's almost one of those cases where you do better helping somebody else than you can helping your own. It's this weird thing. I don't know what to do when it comes to having a kid like that. I just know that you try and you attempt to never give up, but it's hard as hell, man. It's hard as hell. Kids are fucking stupid and they don't listen to the people they know. They seem to get lessons better than from people off source or other people other friends and shit than they do from their own. It's just it's weird, man. I don't even know how you would even begin to try to help a psychotic kid per se.
Yeah. I don't think it's our place to know though, you know?
Would you say it's our place to try?
I It might be our place to try, but I don't think it's our place to know like how to fix them cuz you know, I think it would be what's it called wouldn't it be like really hard to go, "Hey, this is how we fix this human being," when like you know nothing about him, but then you don't want to have to you don't want, you know what I'm saying, like you have to have people, those kind of human beings to experience it, to fix it, you know? But
Yeah.
then like wouldn't you want to not have it in the first place so that you don't have to, like, ignorance is bliss theory, when it's like the like if we never knew about the coronavirus, like, you know, we would we be happier,
Mm.
like, because we don't know, and then all of us wouldn't be suffering in which way or another, like in terms of like civil unrest and you know this and that, and the crazy divide that that this is having on us when it comes to like mask or no mask and stuff like that, you know?
Yeah.
So like what if we just like let it happen? I think we'd be better off, don't you?
Personally, I don't think so. I listen to that, and from hearing conversations from people on both sides, here are the main thought processes. You have the people who see it as, hey man, it's as obvious. You guys need to wear a mask so we don't fucking die. This is obvious. Then you have the other voice, which is well, there are multiple voices and people in different perspectives on this shit, but there's the voice where I feel like this is one of the main ones. The other main ones, this is affecting our freedoms, and they believe that anything that contradicts or starts affecting that First Amendment or that or you know what I'm talking about, just your freedom, any freedom that starts to get affected, the one says or make a mandate about something, that's when you need to start worrying. And I get it. I get it. I get both of them. I get both of them. And that's why for me, I choose to just I wear my mask out of respect, honestly. Personally, I don't really give a shit if I caught COVID anymore. Like I used to think about it like it was kind of, oh, if I catch COVID, man, I'm gonna fucking die because asthma is a real thing, and oh shit, I haven't been working out like I'm supposed to. Therefore, there's a very high chance my ass would die if I got that. And I think the reason I'm not as worried either, I don't live in a highly populated city. I'm able to make these thought processes and go, hey, I don't see it being on my doorstep until maybe next year or when it gets cold. So I'm able to think this way, but it's weird, man. We do our best as humans to divide ourselves. It's like our hobby is to divide. That seems like that's what we do for fun is just divide ourselves up.
Right, right. You know what? Actually, I don't think I need to fucking trash those topics. Let me go back to Oh, so okay. How about this one? This one. So the day that like the next day, the next day that of the of that day about the suicidal day.
Hmm.
The next day, I woke up with you in mind, and I wrote a poem.
Okay.
And, and so I think it's kind of corny, and like, but I wrote it, and it just like it came from a dream. Like I woke up from the dream, and I was just continuing the dream in my head, and like I was trying to remember, like, and I remembered what I was saying because in the dream I was like a spectral thing, and I was like quoting, I was like it- popping off this poem, and then I woke up with it, and then, like you were the first thing that came to my head, and then the dream continued in my head, and so I wrote I before I would forget it, I wrote it all down.
Badass.
Yeah, and I sent it to you. Uh, I sent it to you, and you said you owe me 1 minute and 45 seconds.
I figured that. I figured I knew where this shit was going.
Uh, I did that on purpose though. Um, so I was wondering, I did it on purpose to see if there was a way that you could edit it and like undistort it, or I understand that I recorded the audio a certain way, but I was like, what if he's good enough to undo this, like to unravel it and be like, this is something I just got. You know what I'm saying? But it didn't work out that way. And I actually might release it and then like maybe make a beat to it. I don't know, probably not, because it doesn't. It's not this. It's not like a rhyme. It's legit a poem. Here, let
Bro,
me
you
read it.
used to do that shit. You gotta remember, I feel like if you want to do something, just fucking do it. That's how I feel about all this shit now. If you want to do something, just fucking do it. All right, but read
Uh,
it.
yeah. Hold on. Okay, so it goes. It says, brother, has the Sandman visited you? My coven with thread and hay has been broken. Dreamscapes destroyed by the electric crow from Kronos. Silence, darkness, peace. I have survived and escaped the Reaper's scythe. How many did not? Will I lose today? I won the night. and that's it. That's the
That,
that's the whole thing.
that don't sound like a minute and 45 seconds. What the hell did you do?
Well, one, I did it to her like I spent like a solid 10 seconds clearing my throat.
You
And
don't think
then
I can ask for my minute and 45 seconds back?
no, I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so, man. Uh, um, yeah. I don't know, man. It was like it, it felt real. You know what I'm saying? Like I woke up and I was like, okay, I'm still not dreaming. I'm not dreaming anymore, but I gotta put this down because it means something to somebody somewhere. You know, or maybe it doesn't mean anything to anybody, but it meant something to me at the time.
Exactly. That's the important part. It meant something to you. And I encourage you to always write that shit down, bro. That's that's just who was it? I had a friend. She's a real big poet. She writes poetry nonstop, and she has a blog where she would just post it. Didn't even need to be for anybody. She would just post it, and that's just the thing. People will find it. Who knows? Even if you, it doesn't. It's not even about that. It's about you doing it for you. You being okay with you just doing it for you, and then deciding what you want to do with it. Even if it's okay. I'm gonna bring back a memory for you. Do you remember Salad Fingers?
Yeah, no salad fingers. Yeah.
Supposedly Salad Fingers started off as just him getting online, posting some crap that he wanted to just post. It wasn't tagging anyone about it. Or he maybe tagged somebody or some friends or whatever. But for the most part, he was just making content just to make it the way he wanted to and just put it out. And then that turned into fucking Matt Pat talking about it and blowing it out the water and it becoming this really big major thing for him. Just do, yeah, bro, do what you feel is good, what helps your mental state. Cause that's what it is. You're expressing your shit to help you cope with whatever traumas you have.
But I get that. I get that 100%.
But do you feel that?
I don't have to. You know, that's the beauty behind it too, is that I don't have to because it's whatever I want it to be, right?
That's true, but the reason I'm asking is because is it something that would help you, I guess, be okay with yourself?
Oh, uh, yeah, yeah, I think so. You know, like it's just letting it be what it is. You know what I'm saying? Because that way, overall, that peace with exactly everything that we are. If you feel if you feel what I'm saying, you know,
Explain.
like as long as we keep existing together,
Hmm.
we all win. You know,
Pretty
and
much.
but we have to keep that unity, if you will. 'Cause it's the only way. And I don't know. I hate talking like this sometimes because it just makes me think about like the the way of the world and how crummy it can be. But it's okay because it's okay to be crummy, you know. At least I think I feel like it's okay to be like a little shitty, you know.
Who said that? It was somebody that was saying that it's like it's okay to be a little bitchy, or no, it's girls that say it's okay to be a little petty. You know, it's just I get you. It's it's a thing. I know I'm on that positivity train right now, man. Or at least I try to be, because I know when the toxicity creeps in, because the shit loves to creep in when you start getting into the I guess just the aloneness or just overthinking some shit. I get it. It creeps in, but you gotta keep fighting that shit off, man, because there are bigger things. There are bigger things for us. I don't know. I'm still on my Naruto shit. We in this hole to keep the fire going for not just ourselves, but for the other people that we can help inspire and keep going. Trying to be that. Trying to be that light that keeps the people going, even if it kills me. That's the mindset I want to be in. It's stupid, but that's kind of how I want to be. Oh, and I still want to be shitty too, because that shit's funny.
Sometimes, but it's just like the idea is like, hey, when is the perfect time to fart? Like in front of people, like only when it's funny, you know,
That's true.
only when it's
But
funny
but
instead
it
of like,
depends. It depends because there's like our comedy is subjective, right?
yeah,
So I feel like there's a crowd of people that laugh at jokes that aren't subjective, or if 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 everyone and their mama laughs at it, if the mainstream laughs at it, maybe their mind has set it up where if someone's not laughing at it or if it's crude, that's when they're laughing. They're laughing because people can't laugh at the joke that's like, oh, my favorite is Bill Burr when he was talking about Michelle Obama and his paper tiger stand up. He was saying how she didn't do anything like the president. The president is really the one that did all this shit. Yet she's writing this book as if she did all this. I'm destroying the joke or making little or fun of it, or I'm not saying it correctly. But the point is, he was making a valid point, and it was funny. I got it. I got it. But people naturally just they become appalled by it, and that's just them. But there's that crowd of people that laughed at that because those people felt like they couldn't laugh at that. And I don't know, that's still comedy, and I fucks with it because I like that shit. I like the fact that there's just so much room to just comedy. I like that shit a lot.
yeah, yeah, I get you for sure. I I want to be able to do all that stuff for myself, one of these days.
We still need to do that.
What?
Whenever this COVID shit gets wrapped up, we need to do that that stand up shit. I still want to do it just to go fucking do it, man. I really want to do that.
Yeah, I think it'd be kind of neat to do it. I'm still pretty motivated to do it myself. I just know that I need to write more material. You know,
You and me both.
like they say, hey, you don't need to write shit, but I feel like you do to some degree. I feel like you need to. Uh,
What's you should what's that thing they say? You should get drunk and write all your material. Is it edit sober or relook at that material high and then edit all that shit sober? And that's like it's like the trifecta to allow you to produce some serious material.
maybe that might be the move.
I'd consider it. It would definitely help speed up the process, especially if I don't have the time to do all the shit that I would want to do. Because I know when it comes to creating for me, I'm running these pockets of time. Like I'm trying to get this shit out within a small window, so things might be more loopy, or I have to create ways to where I can create music faster within those windows. Where if I just had more space and time, man, it's no telling what I would do with that shit. It is no telling.
Right. I mean, there it could be. There could be some telling. I'm not one to tell you what to do. I'm
Just
just
rob a
saying.
bank. Just rob a bank, and so we don't have to work for a while. For a while.
Yeah, that helps. I think that I no I feel like even if you had all the money in the world, I don't think you'd have like I don't think you like legit have enough time. Does
You
that make
don't.
sense?
You
Like
you you never don't. I don't know. Would you consider living forever? If that was an option on the table, would you live forever?
me?
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, actually, for the for the express purpose of like being able to um learn. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? To
We're
learn
on the same page about it.
everything, and I mean like
Everything.
everything. Yeah, dude.
That would be it too. If I had that option, my whole thing would switch. I would stop doing. Probably, yeah, I probably would stop doing music. Well, no. Correction. I would experience what I'm doing now. Then the next things would be to experience every single last thing. And if I could be ensured that I've experienced every last thing to the T, then I would be okay with dying.
Right? I don't know, man. I feel like
Take
yeah,
what you got.
yeah. Like no. I feel like at the same time, like it would be like boring to know all of it. You know?
It depends, man. If you, I don't know, man. It's kind of like when you're playing No Man's Sky and you are not getting some shitty ass planets with the same procedural generated shit, and you're jumping from each planet and you're going like, man, this is some cool shit. I remember one time there was this planet that changed from like color. It was like a pink horizon, and everything on the ground, even you, was in like black and white. And it was weird because I never came across a planet like that while playing that game. And it was a different experience. So it's kind of as if you would be able to enjoy those experiences if it was new. I don't know. If you, I don't know. I feel like if you're in that state, if you can enjoy all these experiences like that, it would probably change for you. You would shift to understand that, oh, this might be the same city, but it's not. I don't know. It's a weird concept. I was talking about that the other day. That's like my God dream. If I had the ability to do that, that's what it would be about then. Just to experience everything.
Yeah, I would too. Not gonna lie to you. Um,
What if you had 30 days though?
30 days
Only 30 days.
to experience everything that I wanted to.
Pretty much you
Uh,
just you were told, "Hey, this is it. You get 30 days." What would you do with your 30 days?
I would to experience everything. I would, for a fact, probably um learn all of the languages.
30 days?
Yeah. If they said if you can learn everything in 30 days, like that.
No, no. I mean like you only have 30 days and you're done. What do you do with that time?
Oh, like you got cancer. I'm sorry. 30 days. like that.
It don't even gotta be 30. It don't even gotta be cancer. It could just be, hey, I'm an angel, and you got 30 days, fam. Chop chop. You're done. You
Oh,
cancel.
oh, dude, I'm kissing everybody. No, uh, uh, actually, I think I would probably like I'd go to every state that I've always wanted to go to. I'll try
I like
for
that.
sure. Like that's like has to be the answer. Travel. You know, I would travel. I would find somebody who like that I liked. Be like, hey, I've always liked you. I'm gonna die in 30 days. Come with me and see the entire as much of the world as I can. And then like it'd be a terrible experience for them because I'm gonna. Cause I mean, and all honesty, you know you'd have to like because I think even if you're like I'm gonna this is it you've accepted it there's still a frantic like I gotta see everything you know
Yeah.
so moving boom 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 I just no man I'd want to surround myself with people like maybe be like spend a week with like my with you guys like my buds and then a week with like a girl or a lady and then the last 2 weeks be with my family because they're never gonna see me again. I'm never gonna.
Yeah.
I mean, for their sake, not mine, because it won't matter. I'll be dead. I won't register it anymore. You know. But I would try to give them the best experiences. Like try to show them everything and like be like try to make the last 2 weeks while being very sad like the most pleasurable 2 weeks. Like like he lived it to the filter. Like he smoked it to the filter and he spent it the way he wanted to. You know. And that's what I would do for sure.
On
Wouldn't you?
top of that, this would be a really good movie idea, and I'm talking Blair Witch cameras kind of thing. You could just get in a car with somebody, and you can start the shit off with day one, and you don't even need no equipment. It'll be indie film to the max, and you would just drive around trying to go see all the states, and it'll just be a road trip, and you filming that road trip, and at the end you die. Oh man, that would be a good movie. We need to make that happen. We need to make that happen.
That would be kind of cool.
I just wish I
Um,
had the Pontiac vibe, bro. That would be the perfect car for that shit.
why is that?
I don't know, man. It just feels right. It just feels right with the messed up door. It would be right.
I, I get that.
But you were going to ask me a question.
I was gonna ask you a question.
Yeah, you were before I started trying to find a movie idea I can make from everyone.
Right. Oh, right. Yeah. Well, it's a really important question too. If I be very honest with you. Uh, what does that mouth do?
I'm glad you asked. It spits bars, fam. It spits bars.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Huh. Well, I mean, why are you awake right now? It's 11:30.
because we're hanging out, bro.
All right.
And
All right.
plus, I don't go to sleep. I have a weird sleep schedule. Sometimes I'll go to sleep like I'm supposed to do. I really need to get on top of that. And then sometimes I'll be awake until I think the max that I've had was maybe 5 in the morning, and then went to bed and got up at 7:30. So yeah, I'm doing better on that part. So I'm not going to sleep at that time. But yeah, currently I'm just hanging. I'll probably go back to Apex in a little bit. Just no. I need to try out that Spellbreakers game you were telling me about, especially since it's free. I need to grab that before they
You haven't
say,
even started
"Hey,
downloading it yet.
nah, bro." I've walked away so I can have better quality. I want to what's that? I want to be in a more
Like,
enclosed space.
yeah. Right. Right. I get you. I get you.
But yeah, it's same for you, man. Don't you got work and shit? You supposed to be
No,
asleep.
no, man, not me. Not today. I'm off. Today's my Saturday.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's nice to know.
yeah.
That's why you were probably trying to tell me to hit you up Thursday for a cast.
Hmm. For sure. Because Wednesdays I'm usually never home. Like my Wednesdays have been because I'm off the next few
Hmm.
days. What I end up doing is I go home, I work out, I go home, take a nap, like a long nap, and um then I go out, I go do things, and that's how I ended up with that story that we off the
Talked
mic
about.
talked about off the mic. Um, dude, she was a beaut, but you know, it's things happen for a reason. You know what I'm saying? There's a
Oh no, man.
there's an old
I
there's an old quote that says, "Don't stick your dick in crazy."
nope. I broke that rule a lot.
I know, probably, but it might save me some hardships. And I'm not saying that she is or she isn't. I just I feel like I might have saved myself some issues. You know, like
Maybe. I personally, I don't know if there's a good date or if I could say that out loud, but whatever.
I mean, that was
We're good.
that's a way different conversation. uh,
Or
yeah.
porn star. How do you feel about dating a porn star?
Um, man, I don't think you have to. I don't think so. No, in all reality, probably this is like one of those things, man. It's either you're in it or you don't.
Yeah.
If you have the understanding that like sex is really intimate, like or making love and sex is two different things, and if you can put those together, you know, it's more. It would be more like if you're kind of okay with it. Like I would probably try to be okay with it, but it's like you know I wouldn't want the girl to lie to me.
Yeah.
Like,
You'd
hey,
have to understand your relationship like on a whole nother level
right,
compared to
yo, I work for you? Because, uh, like, how as unimportant and small it matters. Like, sex matters in a relationship. It doesn't matter. Like, I'm not saying that you have to have it. I'm just saying uh, like at the very end of it, uh, like you can be 95% compatible, but that 5% is like sex. You know, because it kind of like regulates your monogamy. You know, aside from like the emotional and all that stuff, like if it doesn't work out that way, like does that make sense? Like to some degree, I feel like maybe nobody would like that. Like, could you be with somebody that you loved as a dude, as a man? Could you be with somebody that you loved 100% and not and striking current relationships, like like and then like know that you're never gonna like have good sex with them?
an old friend of mine gave me this concept. You can always coach a person.
Right, right. But okay, so all right, so what if she's like, this is like a girl question, I guess. I don't really know if it's a girl question or not, but like, let's say you're getting down to it, and then like you take your pants off, and like you're like you just saw her like take down a guy who has like basically a fist and forearm as a penis, and she's like, and then you look at yourself and go, all right, am I even doing anything for you? You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
I get
Like
you for that
where
too.
we have to be like, okay, like, and I guess that's where like you have to understand like is if the emotional connection is there between you and that person, like it's different. This is a job. You don't enjoy your job. You know what I'm saying? I don't think guys even enjoy having sex that much.
That well, it depends on the maturity level. Maturity level is a big factor. I know Joe Budden, he was saying something along the lines of I forgot
Ta-
how old he is.
You talking about
He's
that
a
guy? Is he that guy that was like that immature guy who was trying to fight Migos?
was he trying to fight Migos? I don't think he was trying to fight the Migos. Was he? I don't. I remember that scene. I remember him walking off set, them walking up, and it got real crunk. It was basically old guy Joe Budden, and the Migos was like, "Yo, you want to fight?" And he dropped his mic. It's like, "I don't want to do this interview." He was like, "Forget this interview." Yeah, I remember that scene. Point being, taking it back to the topic at hand, for guys, I think it is a maturity thing. You can get to a point where sex doesn't matter to you. You find things that are way more inspiring or way more, I don't know, satisfying in sex because, bro, a good beat, making a super dope ass beat is probably better than fucking sex. At least in my mind. In my
Right,
mind.
right, right.
No, correction. If I made a video game, made the music for that game, and was able to play that game and enjoy that game like I never made it, that's better than sex.
Right. There's a. You know what's funny that you brought this up is that I was talking about this to Green the other day too, where I was like I to some degree have like the only reason I say it this way is because it's just I think it's a little funnier to say it this way, but like I
Mhm.
have transcended the need of like a body. Like I know that sounds weird, but let me explain. Like like one I think sex in general is such a far thing away from like need wise it's so far away from what I need or what I actually like, you know what I'm saying, like I don't like the last thing on my mind is like trying to have sex, you know.
Mhm.
And um and then I was like thinking about it, I was like I don't, the importance of if a girl has like boobs or a butt have like greatly diminished like by 1,000%, like I don't even care anymore,
Oh
you know.
God, no, not me.
Like, you know, like I initially didn't care to begin with. Like I, you know, do you have preferences? I might have at some point in time, but like I just like it really just kind of like I was like I'm like whatever. Oh, you're like a skinny frame, like small frame person, or like you have nothing on either end. That's cool because look at your face. You know, like I'm not looking like, I think it's more like the person you're looking at, the face. I think matters more, way more. You know, like
I agree.
yeah,
Yeah,
like a vagina's a
so
vagina. You know what I'm saying?
pretty much,
Boobs
unless
are
it's
boobs.
infected.
For sure, but if you know what I'm saying, like that all those essentially uh it's it's the same experience, you know. Does it
But
feel
that
good?
face.
Of course, yeah. But like, have you ever had sex with somebody and not like kissed them like while having sex?
Yes.
Yeah, I have too, and it's just like um it 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 feels like okay, like yeah, I'm done, you done, okay, cool, and it's like so empty, you know. And I think the same way, like it's just like not looking at each other. Like there's like some like healthy. I think there's like a healthy part of like maintaining eye contact. You know, like not a whole lot either, but just like enough where it's like super intimate, but not like creepy. Like I'm gonna look at you and not blink this entire time.
Well,
You
you
know what
know,
I'm saying?
there's chemicals that come off when you're there's a different there's different chemicals that come off when you're supposedly just having sex or when you're making love. There are different chemicals that you feel and you get different things from it. Um, I don't know if you've it's funny, the no fap community, they're hardcore with preaching all the different benefits of like sex with someone or just sex and then actually feeling something for someone too. It's next time I see one of those guys preaching it and being scientific with it, I'll save it for you. But
Um, there is like a couple of times where like I just been to like when I was married. I was married, and then like you're just so busy, you don't have to, you don't have time, you don't have time for anything, and then like a week later, or like a couple of days later, you guys actually do stuff, right? And then like there's an exulting feeling from it, like oh man, yeah, it sounds weird because it feels better, like holding off a little bit and then going back to it, than like just having the opportunity to do it every day. There's a
yeah,
sensory, it's a sensory thing, and I can see that. I can see what they're saying, but at the same time, like sometimes it's just like as long as it doesn't become a routine, because then the excitement comes. That's when the excitement leaves.
oh
You know?
yeah, I know about that. I had a partner that was kind of moving on the obsessed side of it, and it was it got annoying because I just want to play a fucking video game, man. Kingdom Hearts came out, they dropped that, and that was a lot more exciting at the time. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just it's a balance, man. You gotta know how to balance that shit. Like that saying, too much of a good thing can be a bad thing.
This is true. But yeah, yeah. I know that. I know that for sure. There's a what do you call it? I don't know. I don't know anymore what I was talking about. I was gonna get at something, but yeah, dude, I've totally like beyond that to some degree. That's what I mean by I like transcended the need of the body. It's more just like I need somebody to have a great personality and
Someone actually be a person with, someone actually you can relate with, a actual human. It's so much more than that to find another mind and blend with it. Yeah, bro.
yeah,
I
for
feel
sure.
you.
I will say though, well, a caveat. Um, I don't want to grow up being fat.
Fuck you, looking ass. No,
You know what I'm
nah,
saying?
bro. I
Like
feel
me,
you.
me and my person. So like I can't have somebody who would like indulge me in those terms, or like be complicit with me and let me get big. You know,
Yeah,
and I just to hold me accountable. And then like, but then I would want like I want that for myself, but I also would prefer it from that person too. You know, like on a like a codependency of like being healthy.
you
Because
gotta stay on that shit. Cause what's that? What happens when you turn 60 and you're like, I'm okay with being, I'm okay with us being thick. We can stay warm when the winter hits.
nah, man, no, that's compliant. It's complacency.
I'm trying to be like those, what's that? Those photos of sexy grandpa and sexy grandma. They
Yeah, you
have
know
them,
what?
they're 75 and they still got rock solid abs.
I want to be looking like Joe Rogan when I'm Joe Rogan's age.
I feel that. I
You
feel
know?
that. My only difference is I want all my hair.
Uh, yeah, yeah, me too. Me too. I
See, we,
got
we talked about this. We talked. You want the ponytail.
yeah. I want like long hair. I want that hippie vibe. Like my hair is my hair, and I want like something new that's been going on with me personally is like the idea of like having a kid.
Oh God,
Yeah, yeah. Um,
why?
don't know. I saw this kid the other day, right? The other day. uh the other day, and it was like she was so cute. Does that make sense? Like she was like a cute little kid, and I was like, dang, these are kind of cool looking.
Yeah, you gotta phrase it correctly so you won't get all Catholically. No, I feel you, bro.
It's just like, man, and like I thought about it, and I was like, I could take care of this little kid, like this little cute kid right here. I could take care of it, right? So I was like, maybe I do want kids. I've always fought against it. I was like, maybe I do want kids, you know?
Yeah,
Maybe. Who kn- who knows?
I
uh,
know. I'd like kids. Kids are cool. I mean, I wouldn't mind teaching. Honestly, primarily, I think what it really is I have a desire to extend the family tree. That's the that's where it really lies because outside of that, do I really want kids? I mean, the concept seems cool to have someone to take care of, to grow and teach things, but I know that primary factor is to extend the family tree. That's kind of one of the big major factors for me. It's like I want to be able to extend the family tree, and I would like to also have my mental correct when the time comes, so I can train them up to be cool or better than generations before.
right. Hey man, sometimes you have to, be honest with yourself. Like, do you really want this or what? You know? Like,
Yeah,
is
I don't know, like, so when you really get to the thought of why people have kids, like, why do people have kids? Why do people have kids?
oh man.
They just do.
For the most part, I believe they do. Yeah, for the most part.
They just do. Most of them are accidents. And if you tell them
Oh,
it's an accident, they'll tell you, no, it wasn't an accident. It was supposed to happen. But we all know some of us were, damn, shit, god damn. That's exactly what some of us were.
sorry. I just heard what you said. Yes. Yeah, dude. For sure. Like, yeah, for sure. But there's like that's a very pessimistic way of looking at it too. Like, maybe you weren't planned, but like, um, maybe it wasn't planned, but it's like no matter what, I think people are always gonna like love their kids, no matter like how.
Unless they're fucked up in the head already.
Y- Yeah.
Speaking about the parents, because there's parents who, well, most parents love, you're right, most parents love their kids. They just put themselves in situations where that love gets this really big filter where the kid doesn't see it registering. Like they might fall into drugs and that becomes that parent's whole life and they're trying to get their life together for that and now the kid doesn't see it as love. They see it as, man, my parents fucked up and can't give me the proper love I need. But that parent might still love them. It's just they got their shit. They're still human. And I think we forget that as kids and yeah, we forget that. They're human. So they're still open to all those mistakes and fuck ups too.
Very much true. It's a very unfortunate part of life that we cannot all be perfect. You know. Uh,
And who would even want that? Honestly, if things were perfect, we wouldn't have a good story to tell.
I don't think so.
That or if things were perfect, we would turn into then trying to find other people in the universe that's not perfect, and we'll be fucking up their lives trying to make them think that they need to be perfect.
Yeah, which is like kind of you know like
What we
pseudo.
do,
Yeah.
that's what we do, bro.
Mm.
That's why we go
So
to other countries thinking we should put democracy everywhere because we feel like it's the right way for everything should be.
feel that one too. Unfortunately, I feel the same way about a lot of this stuff. You know, um, hopefully one day things like that change. You know,
But to what? Well, what would we change it to? I mean, because a unified Earth wouldn't be bad. It just there will be blood. I like saying that there will be blood. It feels like a really good show or something.
that is a show, isn't it?
It probably is, man. That just sounds like something that'll be really hyped up. Catch There Will Be Blood on Amazon Prime. Something like that.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Um, so there's this. So I I started playing a lot of games, and there turned out to be a lot of roguelikes out there.
Bro, that's the
I
new
I
John.
I think it is, don't you?
I know it is, bro.
Like there's a bunch of them, and I was just like, oh, hope they would like be kind of cool, but neither one of them like are neat. Like there's a couple that I've been playing that I've been trying out, and they're all like sort of the same. If that makes
Well,
any
it's,
sense.
it's an algorithm. You can get the code for it's a simple. I forgot what it is. When I'm searching through Godot, I see it a lot of times. You can copy and paste someone's algorithm for all the objects and shit,
Hmm.
and you can just get that shit randomized. You can set up the parameters that you need. Maybe you have it where, hey, each level is only 16 tiles, and there's 400 different tiles, and you just put the algorithm on it. It just switches up every time. You'll set little rules, and it's easy to make a roguelike. It gets easier and easier, and people are running out of style. I feel like
It,
there's roguelikes, and then there's Fortnite clones or battle royale clones, and that's what we have. Like we need a new genre. I know Dark Souls is becoming and Dark Souls is the other genre. People
Souls
are
like,
yeah, there you go. That's
yeah.
also becoming a thing. So
I I love Souls like though.
I do too.
I am not gonna lie. I like Souls like games, and it's partly because they are super neat to me. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I feel like the the difficulty in Souls like games are like my jam, and it's because like it gives me a challenge and it reminds me of my youth, if you will.
Dude, you got to play Hollow Knight. Well, no, no, no. I don't know if that's up your alley, but Hollow Knight is definitely my soul's because, well, first off, I love 2D. 2D games are, I don't know what it is about that 2D aspect. I just love it. But Hollow Knight is definitely that shit for me. I really like those kind of games, and I like fantasy. There, when I saw Star Wars Fallen New Order and how their approach was basically rogue, well, not roguelike, but um, a Souls-like, but in Star Wars, it
Hmm.
was cool because it gave it that brand of paint that I like. Really like Star Wars shit. That's my shit. I like that fantasy stuff. Halo. But they need to fuse them hoes because it's gonna get to a point where it gets played out, and I feel like the next big thing would be VR, and you first have to go through that wave of just basically everything being VR. So they'll take all the games that we already know, and it'll just be experiencing them in a VR setting, which then you probably, I don't know, man. I don't know what's next. I haven't really figured it out yet. I really wish we could, so we could just go make it ourselves. That
Yeah,
would be cool.
that would be
That
pretty
would be
neat.
cool.
I'm not gonna lie, that would be pretty neat. Um, but one never knows, man, of like what we're gonna be capable of doing. Actually, if we do know, we all are gonna be successful. I feel
What
like we
is your
already know.
dream?
My dream?
Yeah.
Uh, to be happy. Is that fair to say?
I mean, that's sometimes everyone's cliche dream, which, but there has to be a little bit more depth to it. I'm sure there's more than that for you, right? Like you understand, or you feel like you understand the things that supposedly would acquire you happiness. Well, what is that for you?
Uh, finding someone who understands me for sure. Um, but yeah, pretty much that. It's finding somebody who understands me because I can deal with the rest. It's easy. It'd be easy for me to say if I had all the money, if I had George Soros money or you know um what's his name's money, the Amazon guy. If I had their kind of money, I know I'd be happy too. Sort of, sort of in the sense of like it could give me so much time, so much free time to do whatever I need to do. You know,
Would it,
like
bro?
it would because if you don't have to worry about money, you don't have to worry about money, then you can do whatever you want in terms of like whatever you want to do. Like, hey, I'm gonna spend all this time. I'm gonna spend like you know how like you essentially gain 40 hours in your week.
I'll give you that. I will give you that.
You know what I'm saying? Or however much you work, you gain it, and then there's that. And with money, well, you can get a maid. What does a maid do? Clean your house all day, every day. More time for yourself.
But it was what you wanted to do, and that's the important part. Yeah, I'll give you that.
Yeah. So
I
there's like
definitely give you that.
all the little minutiae of life that you're like, ugh, this is gonna take me forever. Why? If you have money, you can pay someone to do it for you. You provide a job, they're like, yeah, I get paid like 50 grand a year. All I do is this guy's laundry. Like that's my job. It's the best. They would be happy, you know, because then they in turn would be like, yeah, I legit work 1 day a week, or three times a day, or however many times. How much laundry could a man go through, right? So let's say if you're getting paid 50 out, if can you imagine like a guy came to you and was like, hey, here's 50 G's a year. Here's the contract. All I need is you to wash my clothes once a week,
Uh,
or whenever there's dirty clothes, is to wash them. It's gonna take you what 2 hours? 2 hours a day for 5 days a week, or 7 days a week. Like, or even like if it's like on my schedule where I don't wear clothes. Like if I have enough money that I would have like, hey, you wash my clothes for me. It's once a week, right? Or so then once a week you get in there, you wash it, and then like even then you might even not need that person because then what like because that's what you have a maid or a butler. They do that, right? And it's more like until I had kids. And once I have kids, I'd be like, all right, you guys do this for me only. My kids have to learn this kind of stuff, you know? Like I had an idea, a sick idea at one time. I was like, what if Like I was like crazy rich, and then my kids never knew we were rich.
That's how I
And
want to do it to them. Actually,
until
I don't want them to know.
hey, oh, it's your 18th birthday. You just graduated high school. Here's the best present of all. We're secretly rich. We have all this money. You never knew about it, but you're so much better off. You know, like you earned your trust fund, right? And they don't, and that's how you would avoid like silver spooned people, you know, like
Or
some like
Jaden Smith.
exactly. That's how you avoid the crazy celebrity kids because they don't know any better. They don't know any. They don't know struggle. Like their struggles are weird and different. Not to say they don't struggle. It just we can't
It's a
connect with
different
them.
breath of
Yeah,
air. It's a
yeah,
different
yeah,
breath of
for
air.
sure. We can't connect with them. They can't connect with us. And
Nah, it depends, man. I was able to connect with them.
there's no way you can connect with that person. Like I mean, actually, I can't say that. But all I'm saying is, you know what I mean. Like they
I do.
different struggle, different struggle.
Yeah. Do I park my whip in Calabasas or do I park my whip next to the wildfire? Yeah.
And what does it matter? There's more. You can always get more. You can always buy it again. Oh my car burned down. That's cool. I got like 30 more.
But it's always definitely more than that money part. 'Cause it's not the money part. It's the having the resources to where you can control your time and space and not have to worry about wasting that anywhere else because that's the primary that's one of those fine currencies, time and information, man. Those are oh yeah, shit, and space. You might as well go ahead and say space too. Those are those currencies that are just that shit's the one. Those are the things that are important. And oh yeah, I like what Joe Rogan says. I just want some fuck you money, man. I just want some fuck you money.
You know what, man? I think I need to go get my blood work done.
Why you feel that way?
I need to know, like, what if secretly I am a gluten-free motherfucker? You know what I'm saying?
This whole time.
This whole time. Cause there's things like example, yesterday, was go work out, right? I had a like quarter size piece of cookie, right? A piece
Mhm.
of like it was like a quarter, like a little less than a quarter, like a little bit, like a little munch, and I just like, oh, my stomach was hurting the entire, not hurting, but there's like it felt like acid reflux. Like every time I was lifting and I was like just pushing, it's just like, man, my stomach is like just not. This is not good. You know?
You know, that's a conversation for V's, man. You should talk to him about that kind of shit. Y'all can
Yeah,
sit
I
there
didn't
and
have
throw up a
any
chart.
blood work to figure that out. I had to do an elimination diet.
This asshole.
He's been he's been he- he's been here the entire time. he's he's the he was the Terminator. No, like seriously though, like man, it hurts, and like I can't drink soda. Like if I drink a Dr Pepper or like a Mountain Dew or something, like I'm drinking it. I'm like, man, this is pretty tasty, but I know that I'm gonna get heartburn as soon as I drink it. You know, and like what if secretly I have like a gluten allergy, or I'm diabetic and I don't know about it? How crazy would that be?
As
Like,
crazy as when I figured it out.
oh, are you diabetic? Like, do you take like?
No, just the gluten stuff. Like I don't know how long that like that.
It's I don't know. Maybe it's the us eating that we're stuff like corn that we shouldn't be eating. No, I'm just kidding. um, uh,
Starch, over starches, being over honestly, overweight is the sickness. Like if you have any fat on you, man, that's the shit that starts breaking all the shit down for you.
not sleeping right. I
That
don't know.
too.
There's a I hope one day. I still do. I still want to get it done though, because I don't know what kind. I don't know what. I don't know like if there may be some underlying issues I may have that just before prevention kind of thing.
It's important, bro. You don't want to wake up 38, find out you got some fucking type of cancer. It's
Yeah.
weird. That shit happens.
Um. But I want to know what blood type I am. I don't know.
That's the main thing.
I
Yeah.
want to know what blood type I am. Like, am I a type O, type A, type
They
AB?
won't tell you because they want you to go donate.
I'll donate blood. I just want like, because I think I
There's
can pay
another
for
way.
what?
There's this specific test. It costs more money, but if you pay for it, you can get the test to where you can find out basically so you can find out your type. But if you want to do it for free, that's the donating way.
Yeah, I want to donate blood. I've never done it before. I think I should. But I want to know like what my blood type is. But the reason I want to get my blood work done is that I have some nutritional background in my to my like knowledge of the foods and whatnot. And they say that having your blood work done, you can figure out like what your body actually needs in terms of like um your own personal diet, if you will. And I'll be able to match my what's it called, my meal plan to whatever I'm eating. Does that make sense?
It does.
Right, right. I don't know. I always I want to get over my fear of marijuana. Does that sound crazy?
You got a fear of marijuana?
I do. Like I'm scared of it. Like to some degree. Like it just there's a mind block. Like I know there's nothing wrong with it, and people use it medicinally and recreationally, and nobody dies from it. But there's just like a mental block, like because I know it's illegal. In my head, I'm like I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? Is that weird? That might be weird.
It's not weird, bro. I'm pretty sure a lot of people resonate with that. For me, my weirdness with marijuana is if my mind is in hyperdrive or I got shit to do, I can't enjoy it because I'm gonna think about all the shit that I gotta do. And I have to be in a relaxed state. Maybe a relaxed state to the point where I've taken off and I've did everything that I've decided I wanted to do. Or I think right now I would be able to enjoy it because I don't know, podcasting makes me feel like I'm doing something. So so I'd be able to just sit there and actually enjoy it. So
For sure, for
actually
sure.
I'm gonna be able to do that this weekend when I come to Dallas.
Oh, word. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah. Okay. All right. I'll be.
Although you probably shouldn't say that. I don't know how that works with the feds, They'd be like, "Oh, you went to Dallas to do what?" Mm,
So I take it. I take it. You guys are going on a little adventure.
true, but not the grand adventure. I,
Right?
I think I told you about wanting to go to. There's two things we want to do, me and Dr. Green. The ayahuasca and probably DMT. No, I flipped it. Probably ayahuasca, definitely DMT.
Okay. Hold on. Hey, Vic, did you take over Corinth too? And run game on all that piece of island before you left? Never mind. You can't
Oh
hear me.
yeah.
Yeah. Hmm. How'd you deal with the? I'll get back to the thing, but how'd you deal with the idea of like becoming the enemy? Did you just just force your hand into the whole thing, or like did you keep any kind of peace within the region, like someone other than you owning that part?
Oh, yeah. Like this one, I got into an alliance with Sparta, and
Mm-hmm.
I think capturing this place was one of the objectives, but just kind of let it lapse, and then they took it. So, I mean, I just let them have it. But no, really, what happened was the previous people here, like they were doing some fuck shit, getting on my land and all that. So I was like, okay, I've been looking for an excuse. So I just said, all right, we're gonna run this shit. And then Argos, their people, right around the time that I kind of starved them out and took over this place, they went over here and took this place, and it was owned by the Corinthians.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just kind of like, that was a fuck move, and I went to war with them over it and just wiped them out because fuck it.
Right, right. Yeah, that was I that on this campaign I immediately went after Corinth, and then I submitted them like this is my place now. Like this is like no tributes or nothing, it's mine. And then I was just about to go over to the Staphylos, but then I realized that the I think it was the Trorzine or the Ephidi just like were like happy with me taking Corinth, but they didn't want me to take over. And I was like, man, maybe I should start making alliances, but I don't know.
Oh, well, I'm playing it on easy, so that could be a difference. I don't know,
Hmm.
but I wanted to understand the like the mechanics of the game before I jumped all in.
Right. Right. Yeah. So the DMT thing, man, I think that's going to be a scary situation. I think it would ought to be kind of scary, don't you think?
No, it depends on your mindset going into it. It really depends on your mindset.
Right. I
I
don't really know
mean,
a whole lot about it.
yeah, I try to caution them about it, and I mean, at least I'm not alone.
Yeah.
Sounds like the party is split.
Well,
Well,
no,
we'll
I
find out and get
like
and get the superpowers, and
that's
we'll let you
oh no,
guys know.
that's one of those things where I'm like, let me see you do it first. You do it first, and then I'll decide. You know, because I feel like
Well,
it might be like good for you or something. You know, but like how I'd rather be the guy leading the trip, or I'd like be like, hey bud, it's cool, don't worry about it, just relax. Than to be the guy on it, you know?
I wish we had those isolation tanks. Actually, that's what V's was telling us about prior to. Maybe instead of just going all in, we start
Hmm.
creating other ways prior to get us closer to that state and then go into it. It'd be nice to actually check out those isolation tanks first.
Yeah.
What is
Utilize
your
that.
what is your purpose for 'em?
What is my purpose for DMT?
DMT isolation?
Peace. Looking at us now. um, Isolation tank is so I can be alone with my thoughts and experience that serenity of not being connected to anything. I want to experience that. I want to experience that.
Right.
DMT is to experience something just from what I've been told or from other people's experience, ego death. Seeing that there's more to this outside of everything, seeing that I don't know, there's an outside world that you can, a universe or the God molecule, supposedly. There are other beings out there, the things that sit you on your ass and you realize, well, okay, it's the equivalent of finding out that you die in a couple months and now you change your whole life. Or you've come to the brink of death and now you understand more about life and just how important it is. I guess I'm not. It's not finding myself. For me, I already know who myself is. For me, it's primarily so I can understand or put a more of a speed on my desire to be able to shut off desires and know what I want to do even more.
Right. You know what? You know what you should do since you want to mess around with these kind of things. You should try that thing where whereas like if you play I forget, it's like a frequency and like ping pong balls. Like if you put ping pong balls, like tape them over your eyes, and you play a frequency in your ears, it's supposed to make you hallucinate. I think there's
Which
like
is
there's a here. Let me look it up. Cause
yeah.
I actually might uh there is a it's a experiment. You know that the I may be super mistaken, but like the Navy has a like when you're like a you know what the brig is, obviously like they're kind of like their version of like timeout or like jail.
Yeah.
That's like uh obviously very like super sensitive, but like they have this thing where like they I don't know how many times they used it. I've seen it like once or twice. Man, maybe it's just the same person, but I know they do this thing where they put like these crazy big headphones, like head muffs on your ears,
Hmm.
and they put like this blinders so you can't see or hear. It's a part of uh like being it's called so you can't see
Isolation.
nothing. Yeah. Um,
I'm familiar.
I think it'd break you though. You know, if you just
You think it'll break you?
yeah, if you couldn't hear anything like you. Like let's say they like there's a case. This this guy was a terrorist, right?
Hmm.
And he was like they basically like um deprived him of his like senses for a long time, and it like essentially shattered his brain. Like it broke his brain because he didn't like he didn't there's like no natural light. You can't tell what time it is. You can't hear nothing. You can't see nothing. There's no human to human connection. Like, does that make sense? Like that would I think that would break your brain. Like you can't tell what time it is. Like, is it daytime? Is it nighttime? I don't know. You know,
It
like
depends on the person because you know what you could do in that period? You can meditate and then you won't even worry about that shit.
yeah, but how long can you meditate?
Man, you can meditate for 500 days, supposedly, or even more than that.
The
You ever hear
Gans
those stories about those dudes that climb a mountain and they don't come down until 10 years and they come back and they're like, I am now enlightened?
here. I'm gonna send you an article. It's called the Gansfield effect, I think.
I think I'm familiar with this before they. I'm gonna check it out. I'll just look at the article. But there was something where someone closed off their eyes at least. At least I think that's one of them. They took out their sight and they couldn't see shit for. I think it was an experiment for maybe was it 4 to 6 months? It was one of those.
You know what? I actually might go to a deprivation tank pretty soon. If it's open, I think I'm gonna Chef Tactical. I'm gonna for his birthday. Maybe I'll go do that with him. There's two things we're gonna do for sure. I'm gonna test it out. Like I know Monday is gonna be just a bunch of like us ingesting liquids of the adult nature. uh, we're probably gonna be drinking Monday night, right? Because of his birthday. So we're gonna go. I believe we're gonna make appointments to get an IV drip on the next day. Which should be exciting because we want to see like they have claims that you if you're like super hungover, you can get an IV drip and it just like, boop, there it is. You're healthy as not healthy as an ox, but you like it rehydrates you and it gets rid of the hangover and gives you energy and stuff like that. So we're gonna try. I think we're gonna try that out. And I might also make appointments for us to go to a float spa. I think that'd be kind of cool too. Or we're gonna go and like lay down in like that water that has all that salt in it, so you like kind of because you can't sink and you float. So like there's like no gravity, and then like they're like soundless. You can't hear nothing, you can't see nothing in them. I think that'd be pretty
Yeah,
interesting.
I figured Craig bot finally quit.
I don't think he did.
No, you're right. My connection quit. That's what it did.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's gonna be neat though. And I'll let you guys know about it.
How much? Yeah, definitely let me know how much it costs because I'm totally interested in doing that.
Yeah. The float spa. There's
Float spa and the one where they put you in the dark and you can just
as
not see anything. Yeah.
yeah. Um, I just don't know like if it is gonna help or not. Does that make sense?
Hey, bro, I stand by the whole mental thing. If your mind is messed up, you might not be okay with being in a tank with your own thoughts for over 30 minutes or 30 minutes. The same with
Oh,
DMT. Most people who have bad trips, they're not in the best place mentally when they go do this bad trip.
right. It's hold on. Um, it's $49, I guess, from what I see, for an hour.
That's not bad.
No, I just the only thing I don't know like how does this affect people with PTSD? You know, like like that's a question that I've always had. Like if you have PTSD, like true PTSD, um, doing something like this, like how crazy, like how does it hurt you more? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um,
Have you guys, you can email them and ask them about that kind of stuff prior to.
right, right. Hey, that guy with the bear with the lion on his head looks like he's just wandering around aimlessly. I'm sorry, I'm watching V's stream of the Total War.
Mm.
Sorry, Eisen. uh, and it looks kind of goofy. I didn't realize that when you become allies with people, you then play as them too.
Um, no, I don't play as anyone ally.
Oh, so you're not playing as Sparta right now?
No, this
This
is
is
my army.
because that guy has a. I just never mind. He's just
That's just the
the
general person.
the hero of this campaign.
Yeah.
All right, all right. You know what's really hard to do is to put an entire army around one of the heroes or the generals, and have your army kill him. Insane. Well,
What?
what?
No, I was saying, what's up?
Nothing, man. I just feel uh, like I want to eat again. I'm hungry. Like I spent the entire day hiding from Mr. Green, Dr. Green, sorta, because I just like I was embarrassed, you know, because and for some reason I thought it would be okay. It's obviously not okay because you didn't sleep a whole lot. So he was pretty upset about it. But like,
I'm sure he was, bro. I'm sure he was.
yeah, I just didn't want to. It sounds like I had to face the music and I had to bite the bullet and apologize like a man. Just like you know how you just don't want to get into an argument with somebody
Yeah.
and you just want them to just take your sorry and be like, just leave me alone about it because it's embarrassing. You're up, you're making noise and whatnot, being like just kind of drunk, and you're just making this like dumb decisions. You know, I don't know. Uh, but I spent the whole day like laying down. I had a huge headache. I finished watching Narcos. That was intense. I didn't really think they were gonna do that to him.
I, I,
To
nope.
have you not seen it? Have you not seen it?
It's on the list, but I'm just gonna the same way I did Breaking Bad. I'm gonna wait till probably 4 years after that bitch is done, and then I'll watch it.
Uh, right. Well, I just finished the second season, and I finished the Mexico one too.
Mm.
Well, I finished, but I'm concurrent with the season. Uh, pretty pretty good. Actually, pretty good. Pretty compelling television. I would
Well,
say.
while y'all are looking for something to watch, I'm gonna have all this shit to watch, so I'm chilling.
Right. There's a this show called What We Do in the Shadows. Oh, that show is so funny.
What we
I want
doing this shadow?
What We Do in the Shadows. Yeah, it's like a. I don't. They don't ever actually. They might address why the cameras are there, but it's just like vampires in modern day times,
Hmm.
But it's like vampires in modern day time, but it's just like they're kind of like stuck in their like they look like they're still Victorian,
Mm.
but like it's modern day, and it's just funny because I don't know, I can't explain it. I just know that I think it's hilarious, and it introduced me to my newest celebrity crush, and it's a doozy, my man.
Oh, speaking of that, I found out, or I was reminded that Hayden Panettiere was one of my celebrity crushes.
What is that?
It's a Kyrie.
Hayden Patier?
Yeah, I think I pronounced her name
Yeah.
right. She's the chick from Heroes, the cheerleader.
Oh, the one that doesn't is not supposed to die.
Yeah.
Why wasn't she supposed to die?
So in that show, everyone's powers came from a spot in their brain, and that's why like everyone developed their ability from some kind of brain formation, or it was some different little thing in their brain, and that's why that guy Siler, the villain, he would always go around, he would always open someone's head up because he would go and pull out that part and absorb their powers that way.
So and what was she though? Like she like some ultimate like
She was a descendant of one of these guys. I think his name was Adam.
I know, but
and
like was she like did she have like the ultimate power and they didn't want the bad guy to get it? Is that why they were like is that why she could never die or
that was one of the scenarios because it was weird, bro. Heroes started off being decent, and then they started doing this thing where they would kill people off, they would bring them back. And my favorite, they brought somebody back and changed their name and shit. And she's like, "Oh, I'm the twin sister of the girl you killed last season." It was stupid, and it's just they did that a lot, and it got annoying. There was one thing they did that pissed all of us off. There's a guy named Petrelli. I think it was Nathan Petrelli. And oh no, it was Peter. It was the fucking brother. And he had all these abilities. He was just like OP out the max. They let him do all that just to start the next season off with him getting amnesia and shit and forgetting all his abilities and having to start all over. And it's just like it's shit like that that made me really annoyed with it. But in the end, I was rooting for Siler. I just wanted Siler to kill everybody, man.
Right. Just I just sent you a picture or a picture of that chick I was telling you about, like my concurrent celebrity crush.
Oh, I just realized you're sending me photos on the
Like,
um
oh, do I need to send it to
yeah.
you?
Don't worry, I'll
Uh,
check it in I'll check it. I'll just get on my computer.
yeah. I mean, like outside the
Nope.
show, she's cute too, but like, it was just like, I found her through the show,
Let's see
and
what
then
you're talking about.
there's ooh, he barely won that one. I don't understand like how you're supposed to within the time frame be able to win like decided victory, you know?
Because their units will break and retreat on their own.
Right, and then like I tried figuring a system out to where like there was a battle where my units were breaking. And I'm like, we gotta go. And then like, how do I rest them? Like my archers were tired. I'm like, we're tired. We're just gonna stand right here. And like you guys are in the middle of you guys are getting fired on. Y'all can't move behind this rock that I'm trying.
Hmm.
This is you've expanded this game though. I have yet to see any of this stuff.
Wait, what was that?
Like like you've gone really far out in the map. I didn't realize the map was this big. This big.
Oh yeah, it's pretty huge.
So what do you think about the idea that we are still living in the Roman Empire?
Uh, I mean, that's the kind of stuff that I've been thinking about. That's why I say it's you know, people with wealth and power, they make moves and that shit bubbles down into all kinds of shit.
Yeah, that they're you know how they say all great empires crumble, and they're saying that like according to like what's been going on, we're reaching our limit, like our like encapsulated time frame of like where normally most empires die.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's why I mean, I've thought about leaving the country.
but I don't think anywhere is safe, you know. And that's the kind of the like unsecurity security that I have about America. I love America, and I like I don't think without us the world would be like I can't say that we're like we're the the world police, but I do feel like sometimes we kind of are, you know.
Mm.
And like without the United States, like if the United States crumbles, like I don't think I would want to live in a world where China is like the head honcho, you know, or even like Russia. As much as I like their culture, sort of. Like I've been like studying on Russian stuff for a while. I was gonna actually start learning Russian this semester because I was gonna go back to school and like yeah, I'll take a class. Then I realized like then this whole COVID thing happened and most classes aren't in person and I'm really more of a textile learner, so I can't like put me in front of a computer, I can probably learn it, but I want it to retain it, I need to like be in class and actually pay attention and stuff. But yeah, I don't think I'd want to be in a world like that. What you know, without America.
I mean, I feel like I feel like it's really not much difference. I don't think we're the world's police. We just have certain interests in, or quote unquote, we have certain interests in people make. I mean, it feels like an extension of this game, honestly. Like you make alliances when you do, you break them when you do. You make trade deals when you when you do, you exploit them when you can. That's I mean, that's what it feels like.
Right, right. Yeah. Oh man, that's an idea, and I have to think about too. What if we are really just an extension of the Roman Empire and it never crumbled? Here we are.
I mean, that's what it
I
looks
wouldn't
like.
be surprised. I would not be surprised.
That's what it looks like to me. That's why you can't get caught up in the I like to think of it like peasant problems. Like I mean, they just some propaganda, some culture they're trying to, bullshit their way with. They send that shit down, and people who don't know any better get caught up in it, and then you just end up wasting your time arguing about some stupid shit, getting emotional about some shit that is so small in the grand scheme. Like a lot of people really don't take uh, stock of where they fit in the society and in the overall society and the overall planet, the overall universe. I mean, it's just some shit.
Yeah.
And everybody has some shit to sell.
Yep.
I think I think until I uh until I get a girlfriend, if I ever get one, I'm gonna change my OnlyFans into a lonely fans so people can pay to be so people can pay to be my friend.
Hey man, I better get a free coupon.
You guys can join my you guys can join it. You might see something you guys don't wanna. I'm just kidding. Maybe.
Nah, fam. We know. We know what you're gonna be selling. You're gonna be selling them feet pics.
Nah, that's old news.
But shit, hey man, I'm gonna cut this because not sleep, but close enough to it.
Right.
But it's been real, fam.
Yeah, for sure. Be safe.
Same for you, sir.
Yeah, nice
Later,
talking.
guys.
Good night,
Later.
man.
Yeah.
Later.